It is the Riot Podcast. Hi.
Well, now you sound a little down.
Well, you know what? Did anybody else see the announcement from Intel with the new processors? They're up in the 10Ks now. I just bought well, you know what, though? I did pretty well. Like, you look at this.
Are you saying what you just bought's now old because new stuff's coming out, or what?
Yeah, that, okay.
You're a little depressed about that?
You know what? It's actually not that bad because I bought an AMD Ryzen 3900X. I got it. I spent $400 on a processor. Absurd. So much money.
Isn't that the main part when you have a build like your computer? Like that's really what you're putting your money in.
It's really one of those things where I went ahead and bought something that is good at not just playing video games, but also rendering video.
Sure. I'm
thrilled I did that. I'm doing more video editing than I thought I would. But man, this Core i9
looks nice.
$80 more. It's top single core speed, 5.3 gigahertz.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa!
Well, now we know why he sounded a little sad there.
But you know what? Can we
Let's
face the
focus
fact
back
that
on the show?
If you had told me, like, hey, you want to buy this processor for $500, I would have been like, are you out of your mind?
But since you were so close to that price, it's not so bad.
That's what happens. That's what happens. Anytime you go to buy something and they're like, well, for $30 more this, and then you're like, okay, all right, $30 more. And then they're like, well, since you're spending this extra $30, what you don't know is that for $50 more this, okay, we'll do that. And then they're like, well, for $100 more,
they will do more.
And pretty soon you're like, I can't eat for 2 months. But look at me render.
I bought the big one.
Oh, my gosh. So, well.
Well, in our podcast today, just a reminder in case you don't catch it, we did a Riot after show yesterday. So you can actually watch us drive around and join us for an after show as we just hang out with you guys and talk. That's up at RadioU Riot or our RadioU Facebook page, which you should be following and getting notifications from both of those pages.
Oh, my gosh. I got so excited about the cores. I apparently closed the rest of the podcast.
You closed out the thing telling us what's in the podcast today?
Hang on. I'm getting there, okay?
We'll give him a second.
So today we talk about Costco and face masks, box office bombs of 2019. Krispy Kreme has more than what we ate yesterday.
Yeah, we went to Krispy Kreme in our after show.
We did. We talk more about movie theaters fighting. A woman that is really the hero that Nikki needs right now.
This lady who still keeps her salon open in Texas.
We also talk about what's happening this weekend. I'm excited about the Furry Convention and an adult coloring book that also is exactly what Nikki needs.
No, you need to tell them it's the Keanu Reeves adult coloring book.
Okay, all right. I was trying to make it seem like I've got to listen.
We don't need that to be mysterious. You tell them about Keanu and then they'll listen.
Okay.
So it doesn't need to be
you're saying that, like, Keanu's the hook,
is a pull.
not the coloring book.
Absolutely.
You know, you're probably right.
Absolutely.
Nikki's got, she's got an ear and an eye for this stuff.
So if you want to, just a reminder, check out more. Go to RadioU Riot on our Facebook page to catch the after show. There's a part 1 and part 2 video for that when you're done with the podcast today.
All right. Well, you guys enjoy it.
Thanks.
Anything else you want to?
Thanks for listening.
Oh, hey, you know what we didn't say? We'll throw out there Tiger Wine New Music Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow.
If you want to listen live, that's a great idea for you to be listening live tomorrow to win some Tiger Wine stuff.
You won't be able to listen to the podcast for the same chance to win.
You will not. So have a great day and bye.
The Riot with Obadiah and Nikki on RadioU.
Yesterday, the Riot went out from behind the COVID curtain.
Again, remember what we talked about? We just went for a drive.
We did. We experienced life the way a lot of people do. We drive and drive-throughs.
That's about it. We went through a drive yesterday for our Riot after show, which you can hang out with us. It's up if you want to watch it on either of our Facebook pages, which would be for RadioU or under RadioU Riot. There's part 1 and part 2, so make sure you watch both of them.
We may have had trouble with our service in the middle.
It just happens. So, yeah, make sure you catch both parts of those for our Riot after show from yesterday.
So there's that. What was the other thing I wanted to tell you about it? I don't remember. I do know this, that the Riot yesterday, we were out doing drive-thrus and had a great time, but we were doing it without masks.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, that's all about to change. Nikki, if you want to go to Costco.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to Costco?
I haven't been to Costco in probably a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Okay.
It's been a long time.
Well, starting Monday,
It's tomorrow, isn't it? May 1st?
Well, okay. I thought the article I read said that Costco was going to start requiring masks this Monday.
This Monday? Okay.
Is it tomorrow?
Well, maybe you should be prepared for either day.
Okay. They're saying no Masco, no Costco.
And you're also only, which this has been a rule for a while, and I don't know if it's like it for Sam's Club or like other box stores, but you can only go with 2 people per membership, except for a couple of states where you can only go with 1 person. Or like you can only go yourself to go inside.
Okay.
So that's the rule too. If you cannot wear a mask though, then you're fine.
Come.
No, you can come in. They're not allowed to.
Okay. So if you're someone who is medically unable to wear a mask,
correct,
you can come in.
You can still come in, and I don't know if they're allowed to ask you or something. Now, if you go running in and being like yeehaw and all that stuff and you don't have your mask on, they might think you're making a statement.
Right.
But if you're actually someone who medically cannot wear one, then you are allowed in.
Okay. All right. So there you go. I've got masks in the car.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Mine are coming Tuesday, so we should have some.
Mine came in one day.
Isn't that weird?
Yes.
You ordered them on Amazon, and most of them are like, wait, we'll see you in July for these masks. But
well, mine are like, when I looked at them, they're like, not medical, not this. We'll keep out nothing.
But they
You're
at
better
least look
off
like...
with a napkin. I mean, it's just...
Okay, so they're not the strongest.
Yeah, so more than anything, I think it's just to keep my sneezes at my face.
Pretty much.
But whatever, it's fine.
Or you can still add something, in...
A coffee filter?
Yeah, or something behind the mask to actually make it work a little bit more medical.
Behind the Mask, a new documentary about Nikki's secret life.
Yes, of all the coffee filters.
Maintain the mask, but you can always have something behind the mask.
So you basically, I just am going to plan on keeping a mask with me and some gloves, and I have just a few of those in my bag every time I go around places.
Yeah.
And if you need it, you need it.
Now, with this happening, are you going to, start going to Costco again?
No, I have my order set up for tomorrow.
Because the thing that Nikki has said to me off air quite a bit is how much she misses going to Costco.
I miss going to Costco for fun. And I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but if you go out to like grocery shopping or that's it, it seems like a lot of people, everybody's all pretty stressed out and you can't just go for fun to look around. And that's including Costco.
Well, you know what?
I miss that. I miss that free shopping, I
feel like a lot of people that I've heard talking feel that way about Target.
Oh, is that the same?
I'm not a big Target shopper myself, but there seems to be a lot of people that
where you
miss
just went for fun
Target.
and just walked around and ate samples. Do you remember samples? Do you remember the full food court? We haven't had that in a while.
That's not coming back.
So
maybe the food court is, but like you're never getting samples back again.
I miss some of that.
The
when
sample
it comes
industry
to it.
is washed up now.
The sample industry is like the buffet thing. It's not coming back anytime soon.
Nope, it's not. It's over. So, well, Costco, get a mask. And probably for lots of other places.
Just be prepared wherever you're at. But if you don't wear one for medical reasons, then
that's okay too.
You are fine because that's okay too.
It's complicated,
and we're not supposed to shame anybody because that's not right.
It's complicated.
What you're about to hear will live on the internet forever. Sorry, internet. The worst of the Riot podcast.
Now, let's talk about the bombs. And I'm not talking about, the stuff and the people.
You mean the movie bombs?
Talking about the movies. Nikki, now, keep in mind that a box office bomb is not like, well, this movie only made $20. They define it by the gap between what it costs and how much it made. So what was its deficit?
And you might have only realized it's like North American gap, but it could be a worldwide gap. So it might not be all the movies you think did as bad here. They maybe made some money worldwide.
Well, this is Deadline's list of what are the biggest bombs. So you can look through some of their criteria, but I believe this to be just their domestic box office.
Sure.
So let's talk about the biggest one of the year. What do you think it is?
From last year, I would probably say Cats.
It's on the list, but it's not number one.
It's not number one?
It's not.
I mean, I think that one, just even social media, just like the way people feel about it, still deserves the top spot.
Well, the top, like the biggest bomb, X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Oh, I forgot that even came out.
It lost $133 million.
That is so much money.
And, well, I mean, like There's so many things about it that.
But that's the one that they shelved for so many years, right?
No.
This is a different one?
That one's still not out.
That one's still not out?
Yeah. Now, X-Men Dark Phoenix, I believe, was supposed to come out. It did get bumped, and it had to do with the Disney-Fox merger. It's why they ended up moving it. But yeah, it lost big-time bucks.
It's also not just that it's losing money, but it hurts the franchise. It just shouldn't keep going.
It won't. Don't worry.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, they're going to reboot the X-Men.
They're going to reboot it? Okay.
Now that Disney has them in the fold, they're totally going to reboot that.
They'll fix it.
Here's how I know it was not good. Because last year during Black Friday, I could have bought it for like $8, and I didn't. I haven't even seen it.
And you're the target.
I'm the guy that should pay $8 just to see. I couldn't be bothered to spend less than a movie ticket to own it forever. That's where X-Men Dark Phoenix landed.
That just shows it did not do well.
That's rough.
Anything else?
Number 2, Terminator Dark Fate.
Even more than Cats?
Yeah. You know what? I paid to see that.
You did?
I did. I went to
did
see
you
Terminator.
Like it?
Terminator Dark Fate is a good movie. The problem is that nobody cares.
And I think they just overspend on it compared to what it can actually realistically make.
Yeah. If they would have made a small, inexpensive Terminator film, they really might have had something, but instead, it's very expensive. It looks very expensive. It's good. It's just nobody wants to see it.
Well, it didn't work out perfectly.
Number 3, Nikki, your pick.
Yeah?
Cats.
Yay! I knew it was on there.
It lost $113 million.
I'll never see that.
Number 4, Gemini Man, the
Will Smith one.
The Will Smith movie.
Isn't that the one where they filmed it that weird way, or they had that weird version?
Uh-huh.
The
120 hertz, I think.
Yeah.
The frame rate.
And that was odd.
It actually was 60. It's 120 for 3D, 64.
It was odd to watch some of that.
Yeah, nobody did. They struggled. And number 5, Missing Link. And that was the animated movie from...
Boy, they must have really spent a lot of money then.
They lost $101 million.
Wow.
It was the company that made Kubo and the Two Strings, which was kind of a sleeper hit. Like, that came out and did really well critically and financially. So then they got the big bucks and blew it!
What happens every time someone goes big, then they ruin it with the next one.
In fairness, I thought, the first 4 movies, like Cats still should work on paper. The Terminator movie on paper, it works.
To the studios, you mean? Like when they're trying to push it through?
Yeah. Missing Link, take a look at the trailer, and you should know that's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
It's not.
So those were the biggest box office failures for the domestic box office from 2019.
Yes, indeed.
They put out another list for it.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki and I yesterday accidentally went to Krispy Kreme.
Whoops. And had some breakfast after. Whoops again.
And you're like, how do you do that? Well, watch the video and find out. But it's true. We accidentally went for donuts.
You just drove right past our initial opportunity of like where we wanted to go.
I was supposed to make a left-hand turn and went straight.
I think it was a blessing in disguise.
It's supposed to be.
It was meant to be.
And while we were there, they had the strawberry glazed strawberry cream donut. Nikki was pretty upfront about not liking strawberries, so we didn't try it.
But if I knew
we should have done it.
I know. If I would have realized that it was their limited offering, I probably would have tried it.
Yeah, we should have done it. Instead, we just went with regular old Krispy Kreme iced donuts with the filling, like the icing in the middle.
Oh, it's still good.
It was so good.
We needed that.
It was so good.
I don't know why, but we did.
I'm still a little disturbed by how good it was.
Well, I found that there's more flavors coming. At first, I thought, they're all coming out at the same time, but they're not. So until May 1st, you have the strawberry glazed strawberry cream. So it's their glazed donut, but a strawberry version. And it's the one where the cream filling's inside the donut.
Yes.
And that is also strawberry flavored.
So there's that. Wait, did you say the other two?
That goes until May 1st. And then key lime comes from May 5th till 8th. And then lemon will finish it up on May 12th through 15th.
Now, I like strawberries. I'm not a huge fan of strawberry flavored things. But key lime and lemon, I'm not a fan of those flavors at all.
I'll take it. I like those. I'd like the key lime one.
I mean, I would, if you put a key lime donut in front of me, I'm going to eat it.
Do you like key lime pie?
Not really.
Oh, really?
Like
a lemon meringue?
That I actually just don't like.
You don't like lemon?
Key lime pie to me is like I would probably eat that. But man, lemon pie.
It's not an onion
pie. Do I have to be polite? No, it's not. It's just about not really liking it. It doesn't mean I hate it. Like if we were, at I don't know, some sort of a formal state dinner and we were risking offending the ambassadors and sending us, descending into war by not eating their lemon pie because lemon is their country's #1 export.
You would have
I would eat it.
Yeah.
Now, if we were having dinner with the onion country, we're going to war.
Because you don't want it.
It's fine.
So that's the 3 flavors. So I am kind of bummed we didn't push past that and just get the strawberry ones yesterday.
We should have done it.
They also had a cake batter thing that I have thought about way too much since yesterday. It was at the bottom left hand of the combo ordering thing or whatever it is. And that I also feel like we should have got that.
I feel like you and I
we need to go back again.
Well, I feel like we need to go back, but I also feel like we've both independently spent a little too much time thinking about that trip to the donut place yesterday.
Yes, we have.
I mean,
there's regret, but like a happiness that we did.
A yearning.
Yeah, and I want to go back. I just want to see what that cake batter one is.
Well, let's go.
So maybe we'll try. Maybe we'll go next week and we can try one of the other flavors. Maybe.
Oh, man. Okay, sure, whatever.
All right, why not? We have more after shows to just continue with.
Just keep it up.
So if you want to watch our after show from yesterday where we did go for a drive and you can come out with us virtually, you can follow along. That's at RadioU Riot or RadioU, either of our Facebook pages. There's a part 1 and a part 2, so you should watch that today.
All right. Anything else?
From the donut world? No, that's about it.
Okay.
What's worse than the worst of the riot? The worst of the riot podcast. Yeah. You did this to yourself. Podcast. Riot. Radio U.
Nikki and I continue to take our temperature every morning when we come into the studio.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Mine was a little high today. It was 96.
You have a very low temperature every morning.
Or something.
And at first, when we, because our business counts as essential. In the beginning,
how could you live without us?
In the beginning with essential businesses, you do have to take your temperature to make sure that you're fine. And I feel like we've learned a lot about everybody by their temperatures every morning.
It's true.
We're all way lower than the average sort of amount is, but you're super low.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you know what that means, Nikki?
When
we saw that spike today in my fever.
You don't have a fever, but
we were like, oh no, it's the COVID, and then I realized it's not, Nikki.
Oh, it's Olympic fever?
I got a little spike of Olympic fever.
That was enough to get you to 90. What were you, 96 today?
96.3.
Woo! It's still cold.
Come on. The sky's hot. And it's the Olympics. But, Nikki, it's not just the Olympics. It's my concern for the Olympics.
There's been talk.
The Japanese prime minister yesterday, he said it would be, and I quote, impossible to hold the Olympic Games next year.
So they're saying that, well, then I don't know, what does that mean? Are we saying 2 years for the next Olympics? Are we redoing all the years or what?
I'll bet they just cancel them.
Forever? We'll never have them again?
Well, no, but I mean, just this
the ones
round
in
of
Japan?
Them. Yeah, because if you go, all right, so 2021 would have been the Olympics. But remember, you get Olympics every 2 years.
Sure.
Because you have summer and winter Olympics.
So then the following year, 22, would have been the Winter Olympics.
Exactly. And I got to tell you.
They can't do back-to-back?
No.
You sure? Are we sure we can't do that?
I'm sure.
Because they should already had everything planned for this one.
I can't take.
You can't have two
like
seasons of it.
It's like the year of Olympics.
Because, wouldn't it be, the summer and then directly into the whenever. Is the winter ones in like February or something? Does that feel right?
Sure.
Okay, we'll say that.
It is, of course.
Well, then what are you supposed to do? You can't.
Olympics and stuff.
The poor people that have been really training hard and then just get nothing.
I just keep thinking about the American female marathoner who she was not competing, whatever, and her family and friends got her to go for the trials.
Sure.
And she made it.
But she has not really a history of running.
Right. Like she did some in high school or whatever, and maybe even a little bit in college, but she hasn't been running since then.
And it wasn't distance running like this.
It's amazing. Her story was amazing.
You will miss out on some of those amazing athletic stories.
Yeah. And
they can't do it virtually. That doesn't work because, there's already enough cheating on its own. You can't add that in there.
The amount of cheating would be enormous.
They're like, we can cheat in a new way.
Man, we've never seen anybody run a 62-minute marathon.
It's like, yeah, that's what I did. It's because I was at home.
Because,
Because all of our work at home seems to have all that to it. Oh,
that's
so that's
sad.
a no, but they're saying that they would maybe not have it at all.
Yeah. Well, they haven't said. We don't know. Like, are they saying that...
No, I saw...
Did they cancel? The head of the Olympics, he says they're not getting postponed again.
So it would either be next
So what does
year
that
or
mean?
no summer in Japan at all?
Nobody's really talking. This guy, he just made an offhand comment. He just doesn't see how it's possible.
Those are the worst.
Those are actually...
That's why we have this whole Universal AMC theater. They're fighting at each other thing. We can't make these offhanded comments during
Nikki.
stay-at-home quarantine time because people are riled up.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Oh, Nikki.
So when companies fight.
When companies fight. So yesterday, we'll set it up. All right. Trolls World Tour. Mm-hmm. That movie released on demand. It was supposed to be in theaters beginning of April. Universal was like...
I think that was the first big release that came out for video on demand during the stay-at-home that was originally scheduled and didn't get rescheduled.
Right.
It hadn't been in theaters at all. It was like right on out, just to video on demand.
The other video movies they've pushed out to video on demand were in theaters.
Or smaller and,
right.
Yeah.
And they just kind of...
Vin Diesel doesn't count.
He counts, Nikki. He made it to... That movie was in a theater once.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So it still counts. But this is like the first high-profile release that, as Nikki said, no theaters, went straight to video on demand. $20 to rent it. Mm-hmm. It's made almost $100 million. It
made more in the 3 weeks than the first Trolls movie made in its entire theater span. Domestically. If
you add the worldwide totals in, that's not a true statement. Mm-hmm. But domestically, that is a true statement.
So everybody's been saying it in the last couple of days that this is showing that this video on demand thing needs to be a new way we always get movies. Universal, had that deal where they said okay, but then they mentioned that because it did so well that they could see in the future when all this goes back to normal, you could have a theater release and then at the same time a video on demand release also.
Then AMC Theater said, nah, brah, nah.
Because they said that the video on demand releases that have been going on now is a special circumstance, and they didn't talk about extending it for anything else. That's not what anybody mentioned. How dare you? And everybody got mad.
So now Regal Cinemas says, I'm sorry, we missed one detail. AMC said we will not show any Universal movies anymore.
So they sent that letter.
Yes. And then Regal last night was like, us too.
Really?
We're not playing any Universal movies either.
Really? I guess I need to see the list of upcoming Universal releases in order to see if that's really a threat or not.
The only thing that I can think of is that new Fast and Furious movie.
Which would be next spring, and this could all settle by then.
It'll all be settled. Part of the reason that they're so mad, because there's this element of like, who cares? Movie studios sign deals with movie theaters, and they are a business. Movie theaters need those deals to stay in place because they need you to come to the movies. And so they have a deal where usually you get a 90-day window of it exclusively being in theaters.
And isn't it like a tiered step down of like the first weekend, the studios get more out of the movie, and then the following weekend, a little less, and then they keep going. So those first couple of weekends are very important in a theater.
Right. So the studios make the most money in the initial weeks, but the longer a movie lasts, the longer its tail is, the more money they make on that actual movie. So even though, let's say they have a theater that has 50 people in it watching a movie that's 10 weeks old, they make more off of those movie tickets than 500 people watching a brand new movie.
Sure.
And that's also why popcorn's $400.
I know, they balance it out.
So I just wonder, I feel like at some point movie theaters are going to be done. Like at some point, they are going to turn into, instead of like a mainline form of entertainment, they're going to be a niche form of entertainment.
I feel like a theater will become a boutique thing.
Exactly.
Where you're going out to eat and they're like, oh yeah, let's watch a movie while it plays.
I guess do a movie, sure.
It'll be different, but because this all goes back to it, because Trolls Worldwide did so well for video on demand, it's making this argument come out even more.
Yeah. Universal's like, maybe we don't even need you.
But that was, I think, a special movie for a special time.
Yeah.
So I don't see every movie being exactly the same as what it did.
I don't either.
But I guess we'll find out.
I guess we will. And, we're all just sitting around, so...
We have plenty of time. So
we'll just watch it play out.
Universal has now gotten the no-go on AMC theaters and Regal cinemas.
That's right.
There's the two.
Regal's like, you ain't coming here. Pretty soon Regal's going to be like, all right.
Well, people were saying Regal, how can it even open back up?
Same with AMC.
And AMC, they're saying, will it ever open?
Nah, bro, nah.
Obadiah and Nikki tried their hardest, and that's what really matters. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki needs her hair did. Okay?
You mean my hair done?
Maybe.
I'm not a blonde. My hair is brown, but I make it blonde, and it's a very long process. And you have to stay up on it, and the time has come, so...
And
but our safety is important, so it's a very hard thing to figure out.
She had an appointment for Saturday.
I did.
And you know what?
I took it out of my calendar. I deleted it.
Dr. Acton's like, you don't need it, Nikki.
I do.
You want it.
No, I do need it.
But you don't need it.
No, it's harder to color my hair after. I need it.
Mm-hmm. So, Nikki, that's why you and I need to go to Texas.
Is this the lady, the salon?
Oh, yeah.
I saw her.
Shelley Luther.
She's not closing.
Probably daughter of Lex Luthor, you know what I'm saying? She has opened her salon a la Mode. I hope they have
ice cream
there.
No, I just think it's a salon
it's just
and
something they say.
There's extras with it.
Okay.
Like I'll get my nails on the side.
So the city of Dallas says that if they don't shut down immediately, local residents will suffer irreparable injury because she's opening.
It's hard. Well, she's staying open. I saw some pictures of the salon and some of the stuff that they're doing, like they have, a partition up for if you're getting your nails done, and they're all wearing masks and distancing and stuff. It's hard because when you look at that, it looks more set up than like if I go to the grocery store. So I don't know. I have a hard time with it.
She says, I love this. She says that if I have to go to jail to prove a point,
she will.
I'm not afraid.
I bet she's got a lot of supporters, I bet.
I'm still here. I'm standing for your rights, and Salon a la Mode is open for business.
Well, salon and hair places have been hit hard because, you're not open. You're not getting paid.
She says that what they're doing is unconstitutional. And again, she's willing
to get arrested for it.
She's willing to go to jail. She's just like, all right, bring it on. Come arrest me.
But do you get arrested if you're going to get your hair done? So are the people going to her salon? What happens then?
Just out of curiosity.
What would happen?
And could we arrange for you to pick her up, let's say, tomorrow afternoon?
But there are states that it's allowed now to get salon or like eating in restaurants and stuff. They kind of put those two things together. Once you can eat in restaurants is kind of when they say you can then go back to that.
I don't want to go back to eating in restaurants. Just somebody bring it to me.
Well, we have gotten pretty used to that,
throw
right?
Throw it out the window.
Throw it out the window as I drive by.
Yeah. I've hit a lot of drive-thrus. Mm-hmm. What I need is a drive-through salon.
A drive-through salon?
Salon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Figure that one out. It's tough.
Nikki,
it's
you
hard.
just stick your head out the window.
I would. If it meant I got my hair done, I would.
You tell me what I have to do.
What do I have to do? We can be creative.
I'll do it. I'll wear do I have to wear a trash bag? Like a bunch of trash bags?
I already wear a cape. We already do that when you go. You put stuff on.
You got to put trash bags, and you got to put a trash bag on your face.
I will do whatever it takes to make this work out.
Whatever it takes.
And I know a lot of people who are out of jobs who would absolutely do whatever it took.
Nikki, that could be the name of your new salon.
What? Whatever it takes.
It's a good one.
It's a possibility. So it's tough. I feel bad for everybody who is still currently not able to work, and she's not having it, though. She's still there.
Nikki is less concerned about your right to work than she is about its effect on her hair.
No, that's not true.
Why?
I want it to all work out for everyone.
I want everyone to come to. It's a symbiotic relationship.
I want us
really.
all to be happy and working and having all the opportunity to have it done. I want it all to be. I wish it was just back to normal.
Yeah. You know, Nikki, we're not going back to normal.
And
Blah,
I
blah,
don't
blah.
need to
New
hear that.
normal. Blah, 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 whatever.
I don't even want to hear that.
Just shut up and fix my hair. And here's your money.
I didn't say that. No one did.
Bring the economy back. I want to fix my hair.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously, this is The Riot on RadioU.
Oh, man, you're locked inside. Maybe not. Maybe you get to take a walk every day, every other day, 14 times a day, whatever you need to do. It is funny. Everybody's experiencing this stay-at-home COVID time differently.
Yeah, different ways.
I feel like everybody that I talk to is having a slightly different experience.
And I think your experience will change day to day. It'll be totally different. The weekends will be different. So if you start feeling like if you were doing better at one point and now you're not, or you are back to doing better, it's a wave thing.
You know what? You're right. It is. It is an up and down. And we've talked here on the show about how, good days, bad days, whatever days. And then the idea of you're sitting there and you're like, I don't feel really good. I know what I need to do to feel better. I could probably do this and it would help, or I could do that and it would help, but I don't even want to.
Sure.
I don't even care. I will tell you, one of the things that I do when I'm in that circumstance is I actually ask God to help me want to do something good. And that might sound like, well, what? No, you go to God once you get your act together. Once you're flying straight and you're doing the stuff you're supposed to do, then you're ready to have a conversation with God. Actually, that is dumb. And I know it feels right, but sometimes the things that feel right are dumb. Jesus wants to be with you in the moment where you are. So let's say you're having an up day. God wants to be there on those days. Let's say you're having a down day. He wants to be there on those days too. And so I have found on a down day, what if I've done something I shouldn't? What if I've thought something I shouldn't? What if I've said something I shouldn't? And I'm like, I got no cares to give. I don't even care. I will sometimes just say to God, you know what, God, I don't care. I just don't. Could you please help me care? Could you help me to make a better choice, even though I don't care, even though I don't want to? Here's the amazing thing. We can say whatever we want to God. And I know that God is rooting for us. We think that we have to get it all together before we go to him and talk to him about it. No, we go to him and talk to him about it, and he helps us begin the process of getting things together. All right? So look, wherever you're at today, whatever you're going through, I am convinced that friendship with Jesus is going to change your day for the better. Right now, just say, Jesus, I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I know I don't have it together. I really want you to help me. And again, maybe you don't want to get it together, but you should. Tell him that. You know, God, I don't want to get it together. I'd rather stay like this, but I know something needs to change. Man, ask God for help. He loves you.
This is the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Over the course of the last year, I have gone from being a casual fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000 to a full-on fan.
You are absolutely a fan.
I love it. If you don't know what it is an obscure old show where you see these little silhouettes on TV and they're making fun of a really old movie.
They're in the corner looking like they're watching something, and then they talk and you watch the movie with them.
You watch them make fun of the movie, and they put 2 seasons on Netflix. They kind of did a revival, and everybody's been wondering, hey, what else will they do? Well, Netflix did not pick them up for a 3rd season.
But that was announced a while.
Yeah. And so everybody's like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They did touring live shows, which I went to the last 2 over the last couple of years. And they announced that this Sunday, they are doing a live stay-at-home MST3K.
Are you excited?
I'm excited.
So how does that work though? Like to be able to watch something? Do they have the rights to watch an old movie still?
Here's the part that I think is pretty janky, but it tells me, I mean, as much as I love it, it is a shoestring operation for sure.
There's legal stuff with what they do because they have to have the rights to the movie to be able to show it to you as them. Yeah. It's not just like a open source sort of pick any movie you want. It's not a parody. It's not something like that.
Right. So what they are going to do is they are going to do what they're calling a riff along. And so the cast, it will not be Jonah, it will be, and I don't know her name, it's the girl who was on the tour this last year, and the robots. They are going to take an old movie that they have riffed before, and they're going to riff along. So the riffs are actually, like the original mockery of the movie.
It's still going to be shown?
It's still in there. And then they're also going to be mocking it.
So they're going to be putting another layer on it? That means they already have the rights, so they can do
That's exactly what it means. You're just like, we couldn't negotiate any new rights. Let's do this. So this is what we have
to do. I thought you were going to say, like, maybe you have to pull it up, the movie on your own.
Sure.
And then they're on another screen just riffing to it.
And that's not what it is.
Are you still going to watch?
Absolutely.
You still are?
Absolutely.
That's a fan.
I am a fan. Like, I like it. And I did not give. The last time I did a Kickstarter, I didn't give. And it's funny, if they did it again, I'd be like, yes. Here.
Give it now.
Money. Take some of this money.
As a true fan, I wonder if you will appreciate what they're doing on Sunday.
Do you know how sometimes
good to just get something?
That.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you like something, and especially if there are any musicians you like that are indie artists or whatever, you kind of get to that place where you know they're just doing the best they can, and you're going to throw them a bone no matter what because you're just a fan. That's where I'm at with this. I'm hoping it's great. I hope it's wonderful, et cetera, whatever. But it's going to be on this Sunday at 6 p.m.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
So it'll be on Twitch, YouTube, I believe on Facebook, and on Pluto.
Well, I'm excited for you.
I'm excited for me too. Because and
I know there's a few others who watch the show too.
Yeah, I mean, there's at least 2 or 3 people within 100 miles of here.
Because every time we talk about it, we always get some sort of response from at least 2 or 3 people.
2 or 3 people.
Who like Mystery Science Theater too.
And if you get 2 or 3 responses, you can imagine that those are probably representative of at least one other person.
Of many more.
So there's probably 5 or 6.
The Riot. Not everyone's a fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
RadioU.
Let's face it, you need something to do.
We're just trying to help, right?
The Furry Convention's canceled, so now you're completely out of stuff to do.
Is that the news? Is that official?
Yeah, AnthroCon 2020, that's been canceled, Nikki. They were hoping that they'd be able to do it, but they can't, which I don't understand. I mean, you're at a furry convention, you've got a mask and a full bodysuit. Are you not obeying the social distancing guidelines?
I don't know. I think for a lot of the bigger conferences, it's just the amount of people, and you're bringing a lot of people in and traveling and stuff. It's more about how would they even get to you? Would they be willing to spend money to travel to the conference if it's worth having?
You travel in costume.
Well, no, it's harder to travel now.
You're right. I mean, because like if you had to get on the plane or something.
Even hotels, it's just a harder setup.
Yeah. Can you go to a hotel anymore?
You can, but it's limited. Like, I don't think restaurants, it depends on the area. You always have to say that. Okay. But I don't think a lot of restaurants are open, and they just do, it's the DoorDash of the hotel room. What's that called?
Room service?
That! Oh, my God. I can't even remember.
DoorDash to the hotel room?
I mean, you can, but it's been a very long time since I've done that.
Okay.
Room service, that's the word.
That was amazing.
I think that's your only options. I don't think you can do much else outside of that. It's like where they take it to the door. What is it called?
They bring it to your room and serve it to you?
They won't bring it in anymore, but I think they just leave it out.
You just throw it at the thing. That's good. Then you don't feel like you have to tip or anything.
That was always a problem of like, do I have to give you extra money or what do I do?
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, I just wanted you to know it's canceled.
The Furry Convention?
Yep.
Where was that supposed to be?
Pittsburgh. Don't act like you don't know.
All conventions are closed.
Everything's canceled. Everything is canceled. Okay. I was listening to the governor of Ohio talk about how there's not going to be any pools this summer. No public pools.
Yeah, no public pools.
What? What are we supposed to do?
Were you going?
More than you probably know.
More than all
I would
right.
go swimming. So where are we supposed to go now? What are we
I got a hot tub. Look who was before.
Nikki,
I knew I was supposed to get
she
that.
was social distancing before it was cool.
No, it's unfortunate, but I don't think they want places to try to figure out how to make it work right now.
How are we, what summer? I can't go to the amusement park. I can't go to the pool. I can't go to the furry convention. I basically can't travel.
What? We're just going to keep eating. Hello?
We're just going to keep doing this?
That's all we're doing.
The whole summer?
The anxiety and the frustration that we feel now will not be ending probably anytime soon.
There aren't even any movies to go to.
There's nothing.
Oh, well. I want to do that thing where it's like room service, but they bring it to your house.
DoorDash.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I think I'll do that.
Everybody just take a few deep breaths, take it easy, and it'll be fine.
Okay.
It'll all work out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling good about it. Really, right now, I feel great about it.
You look like you're taking it all in. You're accepting it, and this is just how it is.
No problem.
Proper planning prevents poor performance. Clearly, the riot didn't properly plan. This is the worst of the riot on RadioU.
When we say despite everything that's going on with the virus, I want to see a show of hands of people that thought about Cyrus the virus.
Who is that?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. If you don't know, you don't know.
Just forget about it.
You can raise your hand. You can raise your hand
I even said it.
By texting if anybody else knows what that even is.
Nikki, I have great news for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were just talking minutes ago how the furry convention's canceled, and so are swimming pools and roller coasters and movie theaters, and how summer is just going to be what it is now, except hot.
Except hot. There'll be no difference. But let's not tell people that because you don't want to spoil that surprise.
But I got a big change up for you here.
What's changing?
June 9th of this year, there's a release that no virus, Cyrus or otherwise, can cancel.
What is it?
It's the Keanu Reeves Crush and Color.
What is that?
It's an adult coloring book.
With Keanu Reeves?
Featuring
oh my gosh.
Keanu Reeves.
Release it now. That can't take much to make. Release it now.
And I quote,
oh, I love it.
Colorful fantasies with a mysterious hero.
It is weird looking. Just looking at the picture. It is a coloring book. You're right.
It's an adult coloring book about the dates you're going to go on with
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Nice.
There it is.
Well, I might just have to buy that for the show. Oh my gosh, if we can do an after show where we're coloring.
Yep. I think
for the show, it would be perfect.
I think we should. But I just got to tell you, I'm going to have to find.
Keanu Reeves is a Fangirl Dreams coloring book featuring the star of John Wick.
Oh, here we go. I'll get The Fairies, adult coloring book with beautiful fantasy women. That'll be super appropriate.
That'll be great. It'll be fine.
Coloring our weird fantasy coloring books.
Well, there's other stuff. We can find another one.
How about this one? Coffee Animals coloring book.
Perfect. This seems better.
I think that might be better. It's certainly at least a Bob Ross by the numbers.
Perfect.
Now we're getting somewhere.
All right. So that's, when did you say it was coming out? June?
June.
June 9th. 80 pages.
Some of these are
not right. Which one are you looking at?
Real weird coloring books, guys.
You got to fill the pages with something.
Do we?
I guess you do.
All right. No more.
Hey, focus on the Keanu one. You don't need to worry about the others.
No more coloring books, everybody. Put them back.
If you're a fan of him,
put them back. What are we doing?
Then you have that. That's coming out in June.
All right. So I'm done.
Thanks for sharing it with me.
You're welcome. It's only like $9.99. It's perfect.
Oh, yeah. I actually probably would buy it just for the fun of it.
You're buying it.
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Just want to make sure you're telling the truth.
I am. I have no problem.
Okay,
I'm not embarrassed.
I'm not embarrassed that I want to spend some quiet time coloring Keanu.
What else do we have? What else is there?
Well, apparently nothing.
So that's why I'll get it.
Okay.
I'm sure there's others who will too.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no!
I missed it. Do it again.
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
And you got to put a trash bag on your face.